Animals in the wild, if you would just observe them at some form or time or season of the day, they are motivated by sex to procreate. When you look at humans, human beings in North America, they are motivated by their desires and their fears. We hear about scandals, sex, people's desires. We hear about people going to prison. R. Kelly, Diddy, Harvey Weinstein, and Epstein files. Sex, sex, sex. You hear about women losing titles and different scandals that bring down their empire because of sex. I would like America to wake up and acknowledge that as human beings, we enjoy sex, but there has to be boundaries and limits. That's the tricky part. There's legislation that's saying under the Trump administration that if someone is 14 years old, they are allowed to have sex with an adult. There are organizations, Men Who Love Boys, organizations, political organizations that back millions of dollars to candidates so that they can engage in pedophilia, child abuse, sexual child abuse. There are people who are kidnapped, snatched off the street, shipped to other areas so that they can be sex slaves. There are entire countries in South America and the Caribbean who rely on people coming to their country to have sex, because if it were not for the women having sex, the prostitutes, there would be no major income in those countries. Think about that. Think about that. Now, you've been programmed most of your life in North America. Everything you've been told is a lie, and the people who control have this whole little own world going on. But you are taught by this pseudo-Christian sheave clove over you that you're not supposed to be doing certain things and other people's not supposed to be doing certain things, when the Catholic Church is full of pedophiles. Get exposed. The rabbis get exposed. Sex, 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 sex. When are we as a society going to come together and acknowledge these needs and expose how real pedophilia is? And stop making, this is the problem, this is what's going on in this administration and in this culture. We're letting the extreme weirdos dictate morality. We're allowing young children to advise, employ, and school adults. We are in an upside down society who is hiding from the sexual desire. When if we just come out and say we are sexual beings, we're a couple stages above animals, we are moved by them, but we have discernment and discipline to decide what is right and wrong for us. Personally, I don't care who you have sex with, as long as you're honest. There are so many marriages that are failing. Because let me explain to you the importance of marriage. The marriage is a business transaction that, if handled correctly and two people come together as partners and utilize what is available to them legally, they will excel in creating a fortune which will allow them more freedom or legacy to their children. Marriage is a bond in a union where whatever I'm lacking, my wife or wives are able to give me more than what I am lacking, so that I can be greater and they can be greater, and together what would be wrong with a family or a unit of people who are greater because they with each other? That is a marriage. So we get into these cycles and these mindsets where we forget Pornography sells like crazy. Sex toys sell like crazy. Sex. Pastor, bishop, pope, who you name, if they're a human being, they have a sexual desire. You husbands don't know how to look in your wife's eyes and say, one woman is not enough. God gave me 10 million sperm for a reason. You women who like the thrill don't know how to tell your husbands, listen, we need to be swingers. We need to hook up. I need to be able to have affairs. We can still partner without being husband and wife, but I have these desires you're not fulfilling. We don't know how so many women like newness. They like this new guy and that new guy, and they put out sex because they get things. And I'm not here to judge. I'm just here to ask everyone, can we be honest about sex? Can we be honest about sex? Because if we start promoting that, then we'll start judging and we start getting more fucking focused on real issues and real deals instead of trying to police people's bedrooms. Now, what brought this on for me? What brought this on, and the moral of the story is this. In a Jamaican culture that raised me, I have never heard of a woman molesting her children. Now, it's 2 stages from my front door. I have a woman who's engaging in sex with her special needs daughter, who is Jamaican, and putting it on video on an app where all the freaks come out to this app, Kick. I'm a freak, but I ain't on no app. So now, all the freaks come to this app. These special pedophile freaks is watching this woman engage in this activity and setting up arrangements so adults can have sex with her baby. And my mind, it shook me. Not because I don't know that there are not freaky deaky weirdos out there, but that is that close to home. Because this woman goes to work, she conducts herself, she's married, she does all this stuff, but she's having these demonic desires inside of her. And if she could just say something to somebody, maybe that child's life wouldn't have been altered. So when are we, as a society, gonna start confessing? What platform are we gonna use to start confessing? This is what I like, this is what I enjoy. I'm not ashamed of it. Because if anything you do is posted on a big screen and you're ashamed of it, you shouldn't do it. When are we gonna be honest as partners and lovers? I'm begging some of y'all, man. Man, bro, I know men who carry around the same soap. They got a whole kit so that their wives don't find out they're cheating. There are women, oh my God, at work, in the hotel business, in the hospital business, having sex all over the business and go home and smile to their husbands. Please, y'all. Could we all just get along and be honest about who you are sexually and stop trying to hide it? Because nobody really cares. If you die tomorrow, you're just gonna be a memory. You living in these caves. My brothers, I got brothers that are so close to me. I know you fighting to come out the closet. Just come on out, because we know anyway, man. You want to gay bash, you want to talk about gays all day because you gay. Just come on out, bro. We gonna love you and accept you the same way. Nobody cares. So could we please, I'm begging y'all, spread this video. It's going up on YouTube. I mean, somebody, let's be honest about who we are, our desires, and our animalistic nature.